You know guys, it's officially the second week of the beta here in Battlefield 6, and if it wasn't evident already by the first week numbers, which already just annihilated Call of Duty, like it wasn't even remotely close in the goddamn slightest, week number 2 is also putting up very impressive numbers that are honestly just adding salt into the wound of every single Call of Duty fanboy that wants Battlefield 6 to fail in the name of Call of Duty continuing to be the #1 best-selling game, or it's still gonna be the top of the charts, the highest revenue. I like taking it in the ass from Activision. Yeah bro, your special heroes over there at Activision, they're currently taking fucking blacked backies. That is the best way I'm gonna put it. And guys, we're gonna get into everything right now, but before we do, I'm gonna need you to leave a Lizzo-sized like and subscribe if you're new, guys. We've been making waves here on the channel recently. And as a reminder, on Monday, August 18th, you're all welcome to the goddamn party, the Scatmasters 50K stream special with a meet and greet and a couple other nice surprises. You're not gonna wanna miss it, but without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue the slaughtering that Battlefield 6 has ensued on Call of Duty.
There's no way out of this one. You're done.
Now I know guys, last week I made a few videos where I was saying that Battlefield 6 was smoking Call of Duty and we were looking at some of the Steam charts. And let's not forget that there was a point in time where the Steam numbers on Call of Duty looked so fucking shit that everybody under the sun said that the Steam numbers do not count. And then when Verdansk re-released in Call of Duty and those numbers shot up, all of a sudden people are out here saying that the Steam numbers count, except they're only 5% of the player base. That is just Call of Duty's Special Olympics math, I guess. And so I'd like to apply the same logic and cope for Battlefield 6. As you can see here on Thursday, guys, keep in mind it's a fucking Thursday, and you guys remember the cope, right? It was like, oh, well, weekdays don't count because there's people at work, man. Some people have jobs. Okay, well, on this special Thursday where people have jobs, we had a 24-hour peak of 405 fucking thousand people on Battlefield 6. And no, it hasn't quite reached the peak of 517,000, but god damn it, these numbers look fucking good. And if we're going off of the Gooch Slicker's math, that Steam only accounts for 5% of the player base, then according to the Call of Duty fanboys, there is like 8 million people playing the open beta week number 2 on Battlefield 6. And when we look at a game like Call of Duty, I mean guys, it's as pathetic as you guys think, and this is coming out from your guys' own Gooch Slickers out there. This guy's name is Warzone Alerts. Activision better wake up before it's too late. And at the time of this guy's screenshot, 375,000 people on Steam on Battlefield 6 versus 37,000 people on Call of Duty HQ, which is Black Ops 6 and Warzone, both within the launch window of Season 5. And Battlefield 6 had 10 times the amount of players as Call of Duty HQ, which is something that I talked about last week when the beta first came out. And there was a ridiculous amount of cope, not only in the comments section, but other people all over Twitter and social media, some people responding to the Scatmaster in their own videos, talking about how we can't compare the Battlefield 6 beta to Call of Duty because right now we're towards the end of the life cycle, even though if you compare beta to beta, where both of them were free to fucking play, Battlefield 6 still has more players than the Call of Duty HQ, which included a free-to-play beta of the newest premium title of Black Ops 6. And not only that, it surpassed the all-time peak in Call of Duty history on Steam, and pretty much everybody with a working brain would say that when Verdansk first came out back in like 2019, 2020, before the pandemic, the numbers were probably ridiculously higher. I think everybody that does not have brain and cellular damage can confidently tell you that as a result of those all-time high numbers back in MW 2019, Activision and Call of Duty have become so complacent that these drops and dips in the numbers, they're for a reason, and it's not just people rage baiting about all of these issues with Call of Duty, now that people are finally fucking maturing, I think we can start agreeing that Call of Duty has a plethora of issues, and it's really no wonder that a game like Battlefield 6 that is holding true to its roots and is actually playable and enjoyable and doesn't have this cringy bullshit that's happening in Call of Duty, obviously, it's taken a fat steamy shit on Call of Duty's chest. When it comes to the news and leaks of Black Ops 7, the Call of Duty community are the ones that are disliking what's happening. Yes, I'll talk about it, but I'm sure as hell not the only person talking about it. Guys, check this out. From Insider Gaming, here's another leak. Exclusive. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 campaign and multiplayer will merge a 32-player mode on Avalon.
Please! Please! No!
If you guys don't remember, Avalon is like the new Warzone map that was supposed to come out at the start of BO6's life cycle, but then got pushed back to the middle of the life cycle, and then Verdansk came out instead because the game is dead as all fuck. And now it's being pushed back to Black Ops 7. And I guess for whatever reason, the campaign is taking place on the fucking Avalon map, on the Warzone map, like anybody asked for that. And just to add on to that, this is a tweet that comes out from Charlie Intel where he says, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 will reportedly have a final campaign mission that is a 32-player extraction-based shooter mission where players can lose all gear if they die in it. It's reportedly taking place on the entire Avalon map. And I mean, you guys can take a look at some of these responses for yourself, but I'm not the one that has a problem with this because I wasn't going to play the campaign regardless, but even your guys' own community does not like or approve of what Call of Duty and Activision and Treyarch are doing for the next Call of Duty title. It's not just me, okay? I'm out here talking about how Battlefield 6 is actually a very enjoyable experience and how I would recommend that over Black Ops 7. And while some of these people are upset with me for expressing that opinion, the people on your own fucking team are the ones saying that this new shit for Black Ops 7 looks and sounds like ass. Okay, it's not just me, and it's evident given by the fact that 10 times the amount of people that are playing Call of Duty are playing Battlefield 6. You want to know why? I'm sorry if you're going to cope and seethe about this, but the fact of the matter is, Battlefield 6 is simply a far more enjoyable experience, and I understand a lot of people are going to come out here with, oh well, how can you even judge Black Ops 7? It's not even out yet. Excuse me, you guys do that every single fucking year. If you're criticizing me for talking shit about a game that I've never played, how can you defend a game that you've never played? How can you praise a game that you've never played?
That's why I always got the problems I got. Niggas would tell me, Mace, chill. No, chill for what? Who is this nigga?
I'll tell you how I'm praising Battlefield 6. Because I played it, motherfucker, because it's good. And you know what? Initially I was planning on making this a shorter video, but I realized I have a golden opportunity here. You know, while Battlefield 6 is up and Call of Duty is down, I decided, why don't we kick Call of Duty while it's down? You know, let's not forget, it's the toxic ass Call of Duty community that talks shit about X-Defiant and Splitgate 2 when those games were dying and dead. But now that the shoe's on the other foot, I guess I'm praising Battlefield 6 for views and clicks. Yeah, man, tell me you're a sensitive little bitch without telling me you're a sensitive little bitch. I want you to pay attention to some of these numbers right here, guys, and what you're looking at in particular are the average numbers on the right side. Starting with November 2024, which is around the time that Black Ops 6 came out, I want you to pay attention to that fat ass drop in the average player count. As you can see, every month, it's gotten lower and lower and lower until, of course, there in April 2025, Verdansk came out where the average player count actually increased, but then after that, as I predicted, the player count would continue dropping, and actually, it's getting to the point now where we're very close to the exact same numbers that we had before Verdansk even re-released. I don't know how many other ways I can prove to you that Battlefield 6 is currently, at least right now, taking a fat ass shit on Call of Duty. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, it's Steam, the console numbers are way higher on Call of Duty. Okay, motherfucker, the console numbers on Battlefield 6 are way higher as well, according to your logic. You know, the whole Steam is 5% of the player base. Yeah, I'm gonna say the exact same shit for Battlefield 6. Do I have proof of it? Nope, not at all, but that's the exact same proof that you guys are going with and the exact same basis that you guys have when you argue your numbers and player counts for Call of Duty. Now, I'm not saying that by the time the game launches that it's going to overtake everything about Call of Duty in every single aspect. Obviously, that's not going to happen because the one thing we can guarantee with Call of Duty is that the gooch lickers and the stupid soy boy fanboy fucks, they're going to purchase every last cringy bundle in that game. And so while Battlefield 6 might have a higher player count at certain points of the year, and even though I can confidently tell you right now that Battlefield 6 will most likely be the more enjoyed game by the Battlefield 6 community compared to the Call of Duty community with their game, ultimately Call of Duty is going to have a significantly higher amount of revenue given by the fact that Call of Duty literally caters and advertises to children who have no jobs, who have zero responsibilities and use their fucking mother's credit card. And so while some of us are having a good time here on Battlefield 6, the only argument you guys can make in Call of Duty's defense right now is that they're going to make more money. And just because of its name, Call of Duty, it's going to top the charts. It's not going to top the charts because of its enjoyability. It's going to sell based off of its name alone. Whereas a game like Battlefield 6, it's letting the quality speak for itself, man. And so far, we're only talking about a free-to-play beta. Could you imagine what would happen if the Battlefield 6 Battle Royale, which is also free-to-play, is actually any good, and Warzone continues to be this disgusting heaping pile of dog shit that's going to adapt into Avalon next year? Guys, I'm gonna say it again, man. I could truly see a potential shift in the FPS genre if Battlefield 6 is able to let the quality talk and not the gooch licking bundle buying virgins.
You scared? Yeah, you scared, ain't you, bitch, nigga?
But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think about all this. What are you guys' thoughts on the Battlefield 6 beta week number 2? And what do you think of Call of Duty and some of these other leaks that we talked about in today's video? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with my newest videos. And yeah, guys, it's been the boy Fooly. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out of here. Peace.
This ain't in my body.